Good evening. I'd like to call the February 9th, 2026 Board of Commissioners business meeting to order. To start, Commissioner Carter, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Deanna, will you please do the roll call?
Rebecca Moody, President.
Here.
Denise Hall, Vice President.
Here.
Catherine Carter, Commissioner.
Here.
Liz McNaney, Commissioner.
Here.
Gregory Mull, Commissioner.
Here.
Sandra Ziddell, Township Manager.
Here.
Megan Hurst, Assistant Township Manager.
Here.
Lauren Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Here.
Nicholas Cross, Township Engineer.
Here.
Brian Shapiro, Finance Director. David Conroy, Zoning Officer. David Duffy, Chief of Police.
Thank you. For item number 4, I'd like to pass the meeting over to Greg, Commissioner Mull.
Thank you, President Moody. I've received a statement today that I would like to read on behalf of the Director of Public Works, John Chabala, on behalf of Tim Griffiths, celebrating his 10 years of service with the township. Is he here this evening? I didn't see him here this evening, and I was kind of hoping he'd be here, but I'm just going to read it. This is coming from John. As director of the department, I have seen firsthand that Tim consistently brings an exceptional work ethic to every responsibility he takes on. Whether facing routine tasks or unexpected challenges, he approaches every responsibility with determination and pride. His commitment to getting the job done and getting it done right has made a lasting impact in the community we serve. What truly makes Tim stand out is his unique personality. Tim has a rare ability to uplift others and bring moments of laughter to the workplace. Most importantly, Tim is someone you can truly count on, always willing to step forward and help whenever it's needed. The community benefits from that reliability. Year after year, he has shown up ready to contribute, showing the very spirit of public service. 10 years is more than a milestone. It is a testament to dedication and commitment. Simply put, there is only one Tim, and we are fortunate to have him, even if he is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Congratulations on 10 outstanding years. I have to echo everything that John says from the commissioner perspective. I had the opportunity to scoop ice cream with Tim over the summer at the carnival, and me being a Buffalo Bills fan and him being a Chiefs fan, we were able to scoop in harmony. And I can say, absolutely that Kansas City Chiefs people are actually pretty good people. So that's okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Mull. I'd like to then turn this over to Commissioner Hall for items number 5 and 6.
Thank you, President Moody. I have the pleasure this evening of honoring 2 police officers who are both celebrating anniversaries with our police department. The first, I still think of as a brand new police officer. But as I see, we are here tonight to celebrate her 5-year anniversary. I'm obviously in denial about the passage of time, but not about the amazing impact she has already had on our department. Detective Hallam, in 5 years, she has already been promoted to detective and has performed several assignments, including but not limited to field training officer, public information officer, child seat technician, and peer support coordinator. She was assigned to the detective division in 2025 and is part of the department evidence response team. Both a natural problem solver and a leader, she is someone who goes the distance and is quick to think outside the box as she executes her police responsibilities. Please join me in giving Detective Hallam a round of applause as she comes up to shake our hands. Congratulations. It's okay. Yay, and her daughter agrees. Look at her, how cute she is. The second police officer we are honoring tonight is celebrating 25 years of service to Upper Gwynedd Township. Officer Ed Tarter has held many positions and assignments at Upper Gwynedd Police Department, which include, but are not limited to, response to resistance instructor, AED, Narcan, and first aid coordinator, and serving as a longtime member of the Montgomery County SWAT Central Region Counter Sniper Team. Officer Tarter was the first K-9 officer in the history of the department, and his partner Fury, badge K91, is trained in explosives detection and patrol tactics. Together, they have performed numerous searches of buildings, tracks for missing persons, suspicious device investigations, public demonstrations, and they were the first K-9 team in the department to apprehend a suspect. The suspect had fled from a burglary of a business at North Wales Road and Welsh Road, and Fury tracked the suspect and located him in a wooded area. Officer Tarter has earned 2 meritorious service medals and was selected by his fellow officers as the 2021 Officer of the Year. We thank Officer Tarter for his 25 years of dedication to the community and look forward to many more years to come. Once I saw that it was 24 years, I asked the chief if he was retiring anytime soon, and he said, well, he wants to wait for Fury to retire. They want to retire together, which is so touching, but also is a further testament to the close bond they have, but also to Officer Tarter's dedication to our police force. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Officer Tarter and to Fury. So focused on it.
Thank you. And honestly, Detective Fury? Officer Fury?
K9.
K9 Fury was corporal, was very distracting, sorry. Ms. Gallagher, item number 7, have there been any executive sessions?
Yes, the board met in executive session earlier this evening to discuss several matters of personnel and public safety.
Thank you. Item number 8, public comment. We have one signed up here. Carl, whenever you're ready.
So yes, my name's Carl Smith. I am a resident. Recently, a North Wales resident petitioned the Borough Council to create a welcoming ordinance, and I think it was an attempt to make illegal immigration or those that are participating in that feel more welcome. He wanted to have 2 pieces or components in that ordinance. One was to prohibit the local officers from honoring ICE detainers, and 2, to ensure borough staff do not inquire about or disclose immigration status during routine business. He went on to say it's not about ignoring federal laws. It's about clarifying publicly that our local police are here to protect North Wales, not to do the job of the federal government. And I would say that if we're going to have a discussion about these things that are going on nationally at the local level, it seems like that's starting to happen, we need to have an honest one. I'm going to quote a recognizable political figure on the left, by the way, discussing this very issue, talking about allowing unchecked illegal immigration. He said, quote, "It will lead to a surge of more illegal immigration." Quote, "It will ignore the millions waiting around the world who are coming here legally, and furthermore, it will marginalize the efforts of those that have gone through the legal process." Finally, he said, "Ultimately, our nation, like all nations, has the right and obligation to control its borders and set laws for residency and citizenship." This person was Barack Obama back in July of 2010. Now, there's not much I agree with when it comes to Barack Obama, but these 3 things I'm in complete agreement. The same Barack Obama had as his ICE chief, Tom Holman. Same Tom Holman we keep hearing a lot about. He was given a merit medal for achievement. What was that achievement? It was for exporting 920,000 illegal immigrants. The same Tom Holman here for Donald Trump hasn't even scratched the surface. But we're supposed to think that he's a Nazi now and a threat to our republic. So the question, rhetorical of course, is what's the difference between protesting and an insurrectionist? And it's clear to me watching things unfold, it really depends on what side of the political aisle you're on. Because if you're on the left, people like Renee Good and Alex Peretti, well, they're just exercising their constitutional right to protest. They were obstructing ICE, who are acting lawfully to protect the United States citizens. And at the same time, people like Ashley, excuse me? All right, I'm sorry. At the same time, people like Ashley Babbitt, who was shot on January 6th down at the Capitol, unarmed, by the way. People like Charlie Kirk, killed for things he said. On the left, that seems to be okay. And, you know, they're immoral people probably in the left's mind. So they got what they had coming. But if we're going to be talking about doing things locally, we should probably listen to people that are on the front line and in the trenches. People like the police out in Minneapolis. The top cop, the head of the police union out there, was quoted in the U.S. News in January saying he was slammed local officials for blocking cooperation between local cops and ICE and Border Patrol agents, saying if they had been involved, there would have been no loss of life. He's talking about this Renee Good and Alex Peretti. So we locally are going to have to decide, I guess, from the way things I'm hearing things discussed, if we're going to be a country that follows the law or if we're just going to selectively choose the ones that we want to adhere to. And that, by definition, is lawlessness.
Thank you. Josh, was there somebody on, were you talking to somebody online? Got it. Okay. Just want to make sure. Thank you. Go ahead, Mark. Come on up.
Mark Connolly, 11 Carney Drive. So have a question because I know now we are part of Birdtown. Well, not we're I guess a participating municipality. I saw an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer today. I don't know if it was published today, mentioning that the cold has been having an impact on wildlife, in particular birds. So I don't know if Birdtown has shared anything with you guys about things that we can do to potentially protect birds. Obviously, the weather is getting a little bit warmer, so hopefully the risk, because we've had extremely unusually cold weather lately, is going down. But just something I would mention, again, because we have a very large facility here at Parkside Place with a lot of trees. I don't know if there's any, if they have any recommendations, but just something I wanted to bring up since it's something that's been discussed in the past couple of meetings. So. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have not been given any information, but we can certainly reach out to them to see if they have any advice or any tips that we could share.
Thanks, Megan. Moving on to the departmental reports. Planning and zoning. Dave?
Good evening, everyone. We have 4 zoning hearing board applications being heard this month. We did not have a meeting this past month, half because of the weather, half because of some clerical issues, but they were both continued to this month, and they are 515 West Prospect Ave and 868 Sumneytown Pike. As I explained last month, 515 West Prospect, They're looking for some side yard variances and a lot width variance as well for a proposed single-family home. 868 Somethingtown Pike, the vacant Liberty gas station, I believe it was, is looking to become a 76 gas station, so they need to do a sign rebranding. The two new applications that just came in this month, 1327 East Prospect. They are looking for some side yard variances for a proposed single-family home on that property. And the other one that's not on here that literally just came in last week is 700 South Broad Street. They're looking to put a shed or an accessory structure on the property as a principal use with a commercial kitchen in there. That's the vacant parcel at Park and South Broad Street. Yep. That's really all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 10, engineering report. Nick?
Thank you, Council President. Just some quick updates on some projects that are currently ongoing. So the Parks and Recreation pole barn is currently out to bid. We anticipate award at March's business meeting as long as the prices come in right for that one. And for the 2026 road program, the design is underway, likely to go out to bid this month. Roads that are listed on the report are the ones that are tentative to be paved, pending what the pricing comes in at. Is Township Line Road from North Wales Road to the Upper Gwynedd Wastewater Treatment Plant entrance, Swedesford Road from Township Line Road to the Railroad Bridge Crossing, and General Nash Drive from Valley Forge Road to Garfield Ave, along with some ADA ramp improvements in areas that we're looking to pave in the next few years. And other than that, that's all I've got tonight. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to finance, personnel, and administration. I'd like to make a motion to approve consent items A through H. May I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments?
I have some.
Sure.
First, I'd like to thank Brian for your work. We'll make your day a little better by thanking you. I think the breakdown of the reports for the capital reserve, sewer expansion, the general fund, state liquid funds, fire protection funds, the way that you lay it out for us month after month is really helpful with looking at everything that we have. So thank you for that. And Chief Duffy, thank you for your reports with all the positive notes that residents write and how they apologize because they by accident called, and that happens. So they, shouldn't feel bad. It happens, and it's just very nice to read something that we already know, how wonderful our officers are and how they treat the people that they interact with. So they're the two that I picked out this month to pick on. So thank you, Chief and Brian. That's all.
Thank you. Any public comments? Deanna, would you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mall.
Motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Item number 12. I'm going to read the proclamation. If you're able to pull it up. Okay. The proclamation recognizing the month of February as Black History Month in Upper Gwynedd Township, whereas in 1926, historian Carter G. Woodson established a week in February to celebrate Black history, which in 1976 was expanded and changed to Black History Month and was officially recognized by President Gerald Ford and every president thereafter. And whereas February, we pause to reflect on the contributions of the African American community to our national and local identity, and Black History Month gives us an opportunity to learn more about this important part of our nation's history. And whereas during Black History Month, we celebrate the many achievements and contributions made by African Americans to our economic, cultural, spiritual, and political development. And whereas the 2026 theme for Black History Month, a century of Black history commemorations, marking the 100th anniversary of the first celebration of Negro History Week, launched by Dr. Carter Woodson. And whereas the observance of Black History Month calls our attention to the continued need to battle racism and build a society that lives up to its democratic ideals. And whereas Upper Gwynedd Township continues to work toward becoming an inclusive community in which all citizens, past, present, and future, are respected and recognized for their contributions and potential contributions to our community, the country, the state, the county, the state, our country, and the world. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of Commissioners do hereby designate the month of February be set aside as Black History Month in Upper Gwynedd Township, proclaimed this 9th day of February 2026. I'd like to make a motion to approve the proclamation of Black History Month. May I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? I'd like to make another comment if I can. While we recognize Black History Month, a vital time to reflect, to learn, and to celebrate the countless contributions that Black Americans have made to our nation and to our own community here in Montgomery County. This marks 100 years since the first Black History observance began, a legacy started by the historian Carter G. Woodson and later expanded into what we now honor as February Black History Month. It's a century of education, empowerment, identity, and pride, not just nationally, but right here in our community. As we celebrate this month's theme, we are especially proud to acknowledge a remarkable leader among us, Commissioner Catherine D. Carter. Commissioner Carter is not only a dedicated public servant, but also Upper Gwynedd's first Black elected official, and her service inspires us all. Catherine's life is rooted in service, from her decades as an educator and principal in the School District of Philadelphia, to her ongoing commitment as a township commissioner, as an assistant secretary of the Montgomery County Community College Board of Trustees. Through every role, she has shown leadership grounded in fairness, trust, and community partnership. Her journey reminds us why representation matters. When people from all backgrounds have a voice at the table, our decision and policies reflect the true strength of our community. Across Montgomery County, we have seen that progress takes many forms. Black leaders throughout our region have broken barriers, served with distinction in public and civic roles, and helped shape the Montgomery County we know today. Their work and that of those before them represents the ongoing effort toward equity, opportunity, and justice that Black History Month honors. So tonight, let's honor our history, both the stories taught in classrooms and the lived experience of leaders like Commissioner Catherine Carter. Let's recommit ourselves to learning from the past, uplifting voices in the present, and building an inclusive future for every resident in Upper Gwynedd Township. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize my daughter back there. Thank you for coming. Thank you for those kind words. It means a lot to come from your fellow colleagues to acknowledge Black History Month, especially in recognition of the 100th year anniversary. So I appreciate the comments and the words, and I continue to try to make Black history every day and every time I appear. In fact, when Rebecca asked me about it, I said to her, I said, every time I show up, I am Black history. So I mean that with everything. And I take that very seriously, to work hard. And there's my husband. Better late than never, but thank you again, and I appreciate it. Happy Black History Month.
Rebecca. Catherine, if I may say, when this idea came about, I mentioned to Sandra too that we've had you on this board for how many years now? 4 or 5 years? Gone your 5th? 6th? you made history in so many ways. You were right in front of us, and we never thought to honor you. So I was so glad when I heard you accepted that we honor you for this, because you have made a positive difference in this community. So thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. I forgot where we were for a second. Item number 13, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 06-2026, financing by the Upper Gwynedd Township Industrial Development Authority for Axe Management Services Incorporated. May I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 14, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal for upgrades to the police server through Integra One in the amount of $24,522.59. May I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And lastly, in this section, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal for upgrades to the administration server through Integra One in the amount of $28,544.54. May I have a second?
So moved.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And I'd like to turn the meeting over to Commissioner Hall for Public Safety.
Thank you, President Moody. Item number 16 is for the purchase of 2 new radios for the new pickup truck we spoke about last month for our fire marshals. The need to outfit the truck with 2 radios is because it's common practice to utilize at least 2 separate radio channels during a significant event. I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of 2 mobile radios for the fire marshal's office from Motorola Solutions Incorporated in the amount of $14,509.62.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Item number 17 is also regarding the fire marshal's new pickup truck. This line item is for the upfitting of lights, siren, radios, and more. I'd like to make a motion to approve the upfitting of the fire marshal office vehicle by Marriott's Emergency Equipment in the amount of $17,976.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
I do have also a couple additional items that I'd like to share. The first is that, and we talked about this at prior meetings this year, but this year is our police department's 75th year anniversary. And throughout the year, the police department is hosting various events to celebrate this very significant anniversary. Just last week, they hosted a very special event, a police banquet. That was an incredible coming together of past and present police officers from our department. They invited the Board of Commissioners, and we were so grateful to be included in that special day. A big shout out to Officer Gill for his planning. The event was so wonderfully done with such attention to detail. Thank you to him. And at the banquet, the board presented Chief Duffy and Deputy Chief Kiola each with the Distinguished Leadership Award. In their honor, we have established these awards as the Chief Duffy Department Chair Leadership Award and the Deputy Chief Kiola Staff Leadership Award, which we will present annually to Upper Gwynedd Township staff leaders who exemplify the same qualities that the Chief and Deputy Chief have demonstrated throughout their careers. And then another event that's coming up this Saturday, which everybody can participate in, is on Valentine's Day. So I'm sure they'll have lots of heart-shaped cookies. No, they won't. I'm just kidding. This Saturday from 1 to 4, the police department is hosting their first ever open house of the police department in honor of their anniversary. So there'll be police officers on hand, the K-9 unit will be on hand, the police cars will be there, and the police officer will be able to show you around. There's quite a bit of memorabilia and interesting information within the police station, plus just the fact that it's the police station. And they've never done this before. They've never had an official open house. So I hope you will take advantage of this opportunity and join them from 1 to 4 on this Saturday. And then this is a little bit in the future, but I just wanted you to mark your calendars because it's always so important to support our Upper Gwynedd Township Fire Department. They are hosting their 3rd annual trivia night by the Quizzo guys. And this is happening on Saturday, March 21st. The doors open at 6 p.m. and you can register on their Facebook page or their website. Check it out. And last but not least, there are so many hungry people in our community. When the SNAP benefits were suspended with the government shutdown, we all rallied together and the donations were just through the roof. The food donations were through the roof to all of our food banks. And what I think we realized with that is how many people have need right in our backyard. And therefore, our township is collecting food indefinitely right now. So if you want to go onto the MANA site and find out the Man on Main Street's website, or Facebook page and find out, they always share lists of exactly what they are most in need of. Or if you just want to do your normal grocery shopping run and spend an extra $10 or $20 picking up whatever, they would be very much appreciated. We have boxes at the main entrance. We take those every week to MANA. So I just wanted to do a shout out for that and encourage everybody, if they think of it, to donate when they can to our hungry neighbors. I said a lot, sorry. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for that reminder. Moving over to item number 18, I'll turn the meeting over to Commissioner Carter.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the Merck waiver request for Chapter 142-2, noise abatement to allow 70 decibel limit for Merck's emergency generator for a 1-year period contingent upon no disturbance in the surrounding residential area. And on the, it talks about that they're asking for just on the weekends, and it's not near any, it's on the West Park side, and it's not near any of the streets, so it shouldn't affect anybody's homes or businesses where they're asking for the variances for the decibels to be a little higher. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct. The only change would be for a 2-year period, just because they are going to be building it in the next year. So it would be a 2-year period if we could possibly amend that.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second? We have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments?
I do have a question, maybe for Greg. So it says that contingent upon no disturbance to the surrounding residential area. We already know this isn't in a residential area and it shouldn't be impacting any of our residential areas. But let's say that there is. Let's say that there is a complaint or several complaints. What would Merck's action be then?
Sorry, Greg, could you come to I'm so sorry, but the listeners, the listeners at home want to hear your voice. Thank you.
The mitigation would be to remove the current enclosure and replace it with a second enclosure. The difficulty there is it gets very cumbersome if you don't match the enclosure to the generator when you buy it. And because of the location, we're 1,400 feet away from the closest residential area, surrounded by a commercial area of distance. And we went back to our sound guy to make sure, who does check every twice a year, and we provide a report to the township on our sound mitigation. The actual reading reduces to 36 dB at the residential area, which is, you wouldn't even hear it. So we feel it's a reasonable request based on the distance and the fact that we're in an area where there's nobody around. We would not ask for this. We've never asked for this before, but we wouldn't ask for this at the West Point site because of the residential areas that surround us. But because we're literally in the middle of nowhere, we felt it was a reasonable request.
And you have a plan in place if in case
Yes, we
it
would have
does
to
end
go
up
back and
being.
retrofit it with an additional enclosure that's bigger and would have to be placed later.
Okay, thank you.
And I believe we have a public comment.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, thank you. I would just ask that Merck quantify the number of power outages that they've experienced in, say, the last 5 years, and how long the duration of those power outages were, so that we can have a better idea of when this would actually run. That's number one. Number two, how frequently do they need to test the generator and for how long? In other words, is it 1 hour once a week? Is it 3 hours once a month? Something to that effect. So if they could quantify that before it's approved, I think that the township should pay a little closer attention to this application. And that's why I would encourage you to ask for additional feedback before you approve it. I also want to point out that we may not be zoned residential, but there are a number of homes in the area that you're calling commercial properties. Also, you do not show the distance to the apartments that are to the west of the property on the west side of the Wissahickon Creek. Also, my question is the generator at ground level? Can that be answered on the spot? Will the generator be installed at ground level?
Yes, ma'am. The answer is yes to that question.
Okay. Now I want to draw your attention to the expert statement in the middle of the letter. Based on a sound level performance of 70 dBA at 23 feet, et cetera, et cetera. I'd like to draw your attention to the very last sentence of that paragraph. Shielding provided by intervening building structures between the generator and the neighborhood would further reduce the sound level. I, in fact, disagree with that. Buildings offer flat surfaces. If you understand how sound works, there are sound waves. They will bounce off of structures that are flat surfaces. I would really encourage them to surround the generator installation with natural vegetation that will grow tall enough to help buffer the sound.
Ma'am, would you mind just giving us your name? I just want to make sure that we've got this information for you.
I'm Judy Bose. I live at 619 Whitaker Place in the Gwynedd development. I've been a resident for 35 years.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Did you have something else?
I'm just trying to emphasize that I understand the lack of, not wanting to put an enclosure around a generator, especially given that it may not run very frequently. But it would be better for the board to make a decision with more information that is more scientifically based and quantified as to how much time the generator would be expected to run, number one, and then also to improve the buffering around the area to dampen the sound.
Thank you.
And I also, one other thing, I'll just repeat what I started out with. I don't think they've taken into consideration some of the other residential properties that are to the west.
Thank you.
For the board's information and the public as well, Merck asked for this waiver to be an indefinite sort of waiver, that they would just be waived of the requirement to have to enclose the generator. Staff, namely me and Megan, to be completely honest, were concerned, we want to make sure that there isn't a disturbance. Even though the science makes it seem like there won't be a disturbance, one way that we came up with to present to the board would be this basically 2-year period where we'd be monitoring any issues. That way, we know for sure once the permanent decision would be made after the 2-year period if there is disturbance or not. So we will, if people complain, we will have those records. And I'm sure Merck, as they usually do, will do their sound testing that they do related to their campuses. So I just wanted the board to know that Merck didn't ask for a 2-year period. They asked for a forever period. And staff included that sort of as a pilot program.
Thank you. Greg, are you able to answer some of those additional questions? How frequently does this run with testing? I think was one of the questions.
The generator is only permitted to run 500 hours per year. And it is installed at ground level. It is screened to the best that we can do for the space that allows. There is no more room in the area where it is. It does have an enclosure. There is an enclosure. It's just not the larger enclosure, which will cost an additional $300,000 to put in. So this was a cost savings effort based on the fact that where the location is. Now, I'm not aware of the residential areas that she said within that area, but I'm certainly willing that we would look into that. But based on everything I know, the generator would only it runs a monthly PM, and it starts on its own with a technician there, runs for between 15 and 30 minutes, and then shuts back off. As far as reliability of power, we're directly across the street from the main Pico substation in the area, so we really couldn't be much closer to reliable power. We have had very good success with power staying on in the local area lately within the last, I'd say, 5 to 6 years. So I think we're in as good a shape as we could be, but because of the nature of the building, we have to protect it. So that's why we asked for the request. 2 years is reasonable to determine. It won't run until probably July of 2027. So that gives essentially 6 months of testing and operation to see what really happens. Like I say, we're just above the limit, and for the amount of time it would run based on where it's sitting on the ground, I think it's a reasonable request.
Thank you.
Greg, before you sit down, so with the noise, I haven't been doing the noise for a while, for 22 years now. I haven't been with my noise guy and the meters and stuff. Where do you measure? Is it you measure on the edge of your property?
The compliance point for noise measurements are the property line.
So that's your property line.
Yes.
So it has to be under 70, you're asking, at your property line, but you're saying it's 1,400?
No, it has to be 65 dB during the day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and it's 60 dB at night.
Right.
This enclosure would bring it to 70, which is above the limit, which is measured right at the line. As you move further away, then sound tends to go down, and there is reflection within buildings. You know, she's right in one respect that sound does reflect. As far as some of the areas that are separated there, it's in a good spot that's going to stay as contained as it can be.
And how far is it, the generator, from the property lines?
Well, it's 14. The generator from our property line is like 23 feet. It's right on the edge of our property at the Louise Lane bulb, which is in the middle of the industrial area that has buildings all around and is fully industrial. There's no residence that I could find.
Okay.
So if I get some addresses, I'll double check that distance-wise and make sure that it's good. But our sound engineer that comes out does the setup around West Point twice a year, all 4 sides, and has been very reliable through the years. We really haven't had any ongoing complaints other than a failed motor or something happens that we then correct. So this is consistent with the way we've handled noise for the past.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other board comments? Public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Sorry, I lost my electronic copy here. Okay. Passing the meeting on to Commissioner Mull and for Public Works.
Thank you, President Moody. On agenda item 19, I'm seeking a motion to approve the mast arm replacement by Armor & Sons Electric, Inc. in the amount of $50,841.76.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments?
I have some.
I have some.
We probably have the same ones. You want to go first?
I just wanted to know, is this the one we just put in that you're replacing?
This is the one at the Cal Pike in 202. So kind of over by the Wawa near Baco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not one that we just put in.
So there was I talked to Sandra about this today. So there was an accident, and we are on the hook then, we as a township, for $50,000 because of this accident.
Yes, because our insurance only covers mast arms that hold an actual signal. And for some reason, this one, it holds something, but it's not the actual traffic signal. So the insurance company will attempt to subrogate, which means go after the driver's insurance to pay for the $50,000. But we have a permit with PennDOT that says we maintain this light, so we need to get it back up and the mast arm needs to be functioning. So we have to make that choice, take the action, fix the mast arm, and then hope for the best with the reimbursement.
You ever had this happen before in your career?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty typical.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
We have insurance, but there's declaration pages and it depends on the item what exactly is covered.
a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Mast arms have gotten much more expensive in my career. I can say they did not used to cost $50,000. I think we bought a mast arm like 4 years ago that cost $25,000. So exponentially increasing in price.
All right, thank you.
Not all mast arms.
Are there any public comments? Deanna, will you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mall.
Motion passes. Moving to number 20, in wastewater treatment. Upper Gwynedd Township wastewater treatment plant has a total of 8 pump stations, and each have a backup generator, which require preventative maintenance throughout the year to keep working in excellent working condition when backup power is needed. This item is to get a 1-year service agreement with Generator Technical Services to perform 2 service trips, one being a minor and the other being a major. And this would cover all preventative maintenance items throughout the year if repairs are needed. I'd like to make a motion to approve the 1-year preventative maintenance service agreement with Generator Technical Services in the amount of $13,085. May I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments?
I have a question. Just a clarification. You're saying that this 13,000 will cover them to come out twice to check it, so a major and a minor. But then if there's any other problems throughout the year, they're going to cover that too.
Any other problems?
Seems so, yes.
Correct?
No. If there's any other items past the 2 service trips, there would be extra costs associated with any repairs.
So that 13 only pays for the 2.
Mhm.
This would cover all preventative
Sorry.
maintenance items throughout the year and if repairs are needed. So it would not
Repairs are
cover the
needed,
repairs,
yeah.
but it covers the visits for the preventative maintenance.
It only needs 2 preventative maintenance visits per year. So it covers those. And then if something else like breaks or there's something that doesn't have to do with preventative maintenance and we need them out, that would be an additional cost.
Something per trip.
Right. It's complex, like electrical. It's a electrical. Yeah.
So the equipment is worth that.
And this is at each
That's
pump station.
Mainly like a labor cost, and it's for our many like the 8 different pump stations, 2 trips per
Oh,
8.
okay.
Yeah, so it's
Oh.
probably 16 really total.
Oh,
That makes
That
more,
makes more
that makes
sense.
more sense. Yeah, the maths now. Yeah.
okay.
Are there any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And then other business, I'd like to make a motion to approve the February open invoices. May I have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, will you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner
Motion passes. Lastly, I'd like to make a motion to approve the February paid invoices. May I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, will you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes. And that concludes the meeting for tonight. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.